And Exhibit 4 is...
Yeah, that is it just a deposit amount, though?
Well, was this amount of $12.57 deposited in Ms. Martin's account?
That's right, she had electronic deposit. Yeah,
okay. Was this, were the documents that are contained as Exhibit 3 and 4 reflective of Ms. Martin's final paycheck after her termination? And on Exhibit 3, it says in the middle to the right, adjustments, and it says GARN. You see that?
Yeah.
What does GARN stand for?
Garnished.
And the garnishment amount was the $800, is that correct?
Correct.
And that's the loan that you say that Ms. Martin owed you
Right. Previously.
at that time.
Let's be clear. Previously, is which loan? Because I'm still confused. My understanding is that there are a few loans that he's referring to.
On May 10th of 2002, I mean, are you asking me or are you asking him?
Well, you're referring to a loan without specifying which loan it is. I'm asking you to clarify the question because he's referred to a number of loans.
Are there a number of loans?
It seems like it's all the
One
same
is number
loan.
one.
Okay. On May 10th of 2002, Ms. Martin was given a final paycheck from which $800 was taken to pay off what loan amounts that she owed to you. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that's reflected on Exhibit 3 specifically. Exhibit 4 relates to it somewhat. Now, did Ms. Martin authorize you to take the deduction out of her final paycheck, as noted on Exhibit 3?
I don't think she has to authorize it
Why don't you think she has to authorize that?
because I can garnish her wages as her employer for money owed.
Okay, it's your opinion that as her employer, that you can garnish her wages without her permission.
That calls for a legal conclusion to some extent, so I will
He's already
object.
answered it, but you can make your objection.
There's no need for another answer, is there, Bryce?
Well, okay, I'll let it stand. I understand that, but I still ask the question I don't think you give an answer. Did Ms. Martin ever authorize you to take this garnishment amount from her check?
Objection, it's been asked and answered.
No, I'm going to ask you to answer it.
She wouldn't. I don't have to have her. I don't have to have her authorization to do that.
I know,
She
but
did by taking the loans.
But by Ms. Martin taking loans from you,
She had previously said, if I want to, I can take it out of her wages.
when did Ms. Martin tell you, if you want to, you can take it out of my wages with respect to any loan she took from you?
Months previously. I can't tell you exactly, but it was stated.
And on other paychecks of Ms. Martin, had you taken money out of it
No.
for loans? So prior to May 10th of 2002, had you ever taken a deduction from Ms. Martin's paycheck for any loan?
No.
Isn't it true that Ms. Martin came to you when she learned that you shorted her final paycheck $800 and said, I've written checks based on what I thought I was going to get
Object to the form. It's almost an argumentative question. Could you just restate it?
I took a loan.
Well, I'll restate it. Isn't it true that when Ms. Martin found out that you garnished her check to the tune of $800, that she came to you and said,
Tune in.
I've written
to
checks based upon what I
$800.
expected you were going to pay me in my final paycheck, and I need that money, which is why you wrote
$800 tune.
the check
It's the $800 tune. This is the $800 tune. What is the question?
Yes, I think.
Okay. Now, when you terminated Ms. Martin on May 5th, 2002, did you tell her, I'm going to take the loan out of your paycheck?
No?
Do you do this payroll thing, or do you have some outfit that does that for you?
Do you wear a different outfit when you do the payroll?
Paychecks.
Do you have like a green outfit for doing the payroll?
Now, we can set some of this stuff aside.
Like the pool table with girls on it?
There
Like a felt.
Exhibit 1 that you
A felt payroll
17, paragraph
outfit.
17, it says that Ms. Martin has refused to pay the
Or do you wear a red felt?
despite
A
demand.
red felt.
How many
A red
times
felt
we demand
pool
that
table
we-
outfit. When you do the payroll, rolling down the payroll, rolling down the payroll.
Mentioned it to her one
She
other
got a
time.
red payroll outfit. She does the rolls in.
Ran into
She
her
rolls and
public.
rolls and pays the rolls and rolls in. Rolls in. Pay the
When all
rolls
those,
in.
approximately when were all those demands made?
Rolling in
She
the
got the
felt.
money.
Okay, this was
Rolling
first
in
time
the
made,
felt.
about May 10th.
Rolling in the pool table, rolling in the felt. Rolling in the felt. Rolling in the rosa felt.
Approximately.
Can I feel your payroll?
Fitchburg days.
On the pool table?
Yeah, there
Or in the pool table? Or over the pool table? Or on the table, pool table?
Do you know if Fitchburg
Under
days
the pool
before
table
or
with
after the unemployment compensation?
Flores, Flores, and Brummel, Toil and Brummel, with the Flores on the felt, under the table in the belt, under the table in the belt, under the table in the belt, under the table in the belt.
Since that time,
Well, in the belt is under the table, in the belt, in the red payroll belt.
Since then, no.
Under the table, in the belt, in the belt.
would it be accurate to say that
This
also
belt is giving me a
through
headache.
your attorney have offered to settle claims between you and Ms. Martin by which she would not pay the
Could we get a black? Could we get a black belt table for your belt?
Calculated to the
Could
discovery.
we get a black belt table for under the table belt? With the dan in the dan in the dan in the belt.
Did you direct your attorney to make an offer
Objection. That
to Ms.
calls for-
Martin?
I
for the-
object
that would
to this
include
color of the belt on my pool table.
Is there any questions?
And the $800 in the belt, in the payroll, in the belt. Whoa! Where in the belt is the table in the belt? Where in the belt is the table in the belt?
I'm just gonna make a standing objection here. You're
On the
getting
stand.
into settlement negotiations that you and I both should know are inadmissible in any proceeding. And I'll just offer that as a standing objection to any question if you're asked.
Standing. He's standing objecting. I stand to object. I stand to object. I stand up to object. For under the table in the belt, the payroll is the smelt. In the smelter, I dealt her with a belt and a sulfur
Paragraph
in the
18 of
belt.
the amended complaint states that before Ms. Martin was terminated, she misappropriated client
Smelter in the vine, in the shelter in the rhyme.
on the business record.
In the smelter, in the wine, in the belter, in the dine. Dining in the belter, in the shelter, in the mine. Dining in the smelter, in the belter, in the
Read
fine.
paragraph 18 right in
Belter in the
front.
belter, in the belter, in the
It's
vine.
the same.
Well, you went through a whole pile there.
I'm not going through these piles there. Not the whole pile. Maybe the Gomer pile. In the Gomer, in the pile, in the Homer, in the tile.
I learned that through
In the homer, in the guile, in the
source.
donors, in the pile of the receipt.
Oh yeah, okay. Rhonda Olson.
Rhonda,
What
do you
did
know
Ron
Rhonda,
also
right?
tell you about
You
the
know Rhonda.
information
You
contained in
know
paragraph
Rhonda.
18?
You know Rhonda.
That
Right.
Miss
'Cause
Martin called her and
I
told her she
did,
was
Rhonda.
that she
I
already
did,
copied
Rhonda.
names,
I did,
addresses,
Rhonda.
phone numbers
I did,
of any
Rhonda,
clients
right.
that she could, and that she was going
That's
to steal
what
all
he
my
said tonight.
customers, the ones
I
that
did, Rhonda, right.
money.
Did Ms. Olson tell you this?
Nickety knocking in the back in with the
Ms. Olson didn't say it to you, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
How, okay.
She told
Miss
me.
Olson's didn't
Okay.
say it. They IGA'd
More
it.
about Ms. Olson.
They
I
did.
don't
Mrs.
recall you
Olson
telling
didn't say it. They IGA'd
I
it.
asked you about what Ms. Olson told you
Mrs.
about
Olson
Ms. Olson.
didn't say
I
it.
don't recall you
They
telling me anything about Ms. Olson
Go to the
saying
IGA
that
again.
you
The
did
IGA hold it.
paragraph
IGA hold it. In the smelter, in the belter, in the delta, in the
Ms.
belt.
Olson told you that
Delta in the belt,
forgot
in
to
the
tell me
chastity
previously.
belt.
Response to my
Delta
question.
in the belter, in the chastity
I
belt.
don't know if it's
In the belt. In the belt.
started.
In the belt. In the belt. In the chastity, in the belt. In the back, in the jack, in the jack, in the
She had
belt.
told me, or told my
In
attorney,
the jack,
he
in
told
the fanny, in the pack, in the belt, in the belt, in the belt of
me that
the
was something that
red,
came to me from
green,
Miss
and
Olson.
black belt.
Whether it was
In
directed
the
to my
belt.
attorney.
In the belt, in the belter, in the belter, in the delter,
Do you
in the
remember when it was Ms. Olson
zelt.
said that Ms.
Zelter?
Martin contacted
Zelter,
and
Zoltan.
made the statement?
Zoltan Belter.
Right after she
Zoltan
returned.
Belter, Don and Smelter. In the Fed, in the up, in the Federating, in the cup. In the smelter, in the cup, in the filter, in the...
This talks about Ms. Martin making disparaging remarks about Winner's Circle, its owner and
Disparaging.
management. And
Miss Martin made the disparaging
it
remarks.
references Mr. Sauer. We've got a statement from him, correct?
Correct.
And we have statements from two other people here. Mr. Thompson.
Mr. Thompson.
Hadfield,
Are you a Thompson? Are you a gun?
Mr.
Are you a Thomas?
You can recall
On
who
the
made these statements.
run with the balls of the lightning in the belter in the lightning. Oh, more.
That was Steve. I don't think we do have a statement from Mr. Winnick.
I've never seen him there. Who's Mr. Winnick?
Another
Then there
client,
What's
was
his
a
full
thought.
name?
Stephen Winnick.
Then there was
Do you know
a
where he
thought in the wall.
Tell me where
There was a thought in the Walmart.
Madison area.
Driving around
Winick.
like a clown
And what is
with
Mr.
a
Winnick? To
predator.
you knowledge what
Shirt.
Mr. Winnick said about Ms. Martin.
He gets down with a knife, with the people by his side in the shoot.
He
He
told me
taught
that
and grew.
he was approached by her in a bar. Said that she was starting her own business.
He
was saying
approached
how
me. It's
they're
my
off,
business
brought
to
her clients,
watch your
and
ass and
That I also
cut your
fired her because
Cut your-
that she would not become sexually involved.
cut your funds anytime that I
Ms. Martin allegedly sending things to Mr. Winnick.
reason. You're a terrorist, like a terabyte. 39.5
A week or so
teraflops
the occurrence happened.
in the
And
flop
Mr. Winnick, he
house.
told her those things?
In the right
Did
house.
you document that?
In the house in the terror floor. Terror floor.
Nothing that I have
2.5.
Are there any
Teraflops.
facts related to the allegations made in the amended complaint that you believe exist that might exist that come from a source that you're not aware of?
That's just way too vague to answer.
Way too vague.
Okay.
Way too vague. Like a horse, of course.
To your knowledge, has
way
there been any
too vague.
third person who's
Way
questioned
too
any
vague.
former or actual customers
Like a
of the
horse,
circle
of
about Ms.
course.
Martin?
It was way too vague.
Any?
Third person?
In
Any
the
investigator?
clouds.
Any investigator to ask people?
Always dreaming, always
About Ms. Martin?
scheming.
To the extent that it gets into any work product privilege, I object.
I don't know. I can ask them if you know.
Hey.
Are you aware of any investigator who's talked to any of Winner's Circle's clients or customers about Ms. Martin?
Can I object to that?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Yes.
What do you know about an investigator talking to Winner's Circle's customers?
Oh no!
The investigator talked to them.
Cat is annoyed with the boy.
And are you aware of anything that the investigator learned from talking to those clients or customers of Winner's Circle?
Find the riddle.
Have you seen any written documents to that effect?
Yes.
Oh,
Are you saying that that's not a discoverable document?
That's getting into work product privilege between me and my investigator.
Well, no, but your client here who's making the allegations has seen it.
these
The
allegations,
client has
I have
the opportunity
seen
to
it.
review the documents. That doesn't waive the
To
work
review
product.
the documents.
This is an investigative document that was prepared confidentially for me under the work product privilege. I have no problem disclosing that to you. If you think that it's relevant, I will object under work product grounds to doing so.
These documents are.
Mr. Brummel, do you believe that anything that's contained in the report of this investigator is supportive of any of the claims you've made against Ms. Martin?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well,
What does the cat say? What does the cat say?
you've read the investigator's report, am I correct?
Dan, this is, I'm going to interrupt and I'm going to object again.
Okay.
This is an investigative document that was prepared confidentially for me and for Mr. Brummel. It is protected by the work product privilege. Now, I will waive that objection and give you the document if you think that it's necessary for you to prepare. But I don't think it's appropriate for you to ask my client whether he thinks it's relevant or supportive of his claims, because that calls for a legal conclusion. And I'm not going to answer questions that require me to speculate like that.
Well, why don't we get the document and have them identify it as an exhibit?
Subject to my objection regarding the work product privilege, I'm not waiving the privilege with respect to that document.
Fair enough.
Okay. Let's take a break anyway.
Let's take a break. I'm so
Downstairs.
tired.
Guys, about that, because in retrospect, I think I should have given that to you with my discovery.
Not a problem.
Anyway, what I'm going to give you are the first 4 pages, which are just the investigator's summary of their interviews. There's a last page where and I'll go on the record with this, but where she makes personal observations, thoughts, and impressions kind of stuff.
That's what you're doing.
I'm redacting that.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay, not a problem. Mr. Brummel, before we go back to the investigator statements that we're going to get, I'm just going to show you Exhibit 5, which is a copy of the page of this appointment book from May 4th. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, it may have another day on here, but I can't tell what it is. And that was the what you were referencing before with respect to 2 customers who paid that you said Ms. Martin to. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, I heard it and I apologize, but I don't have that clear memory. It was Mr. Keller.
Gold is something valued as the finest of its kind. Ashputtel by Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm vividly accounts the Cinderella tale. Immediately after reading this version to a 6-year-old boy, I received an illustrated account of the tale. The picture had a cross covering the entire page. The boy said this was Ashpuddle's mother's grave. Below the cross, on the left, was a tree spitting out gold and silver and producing a golden dress for Ashpuddle. On the right of the cross was a large castle and church where Ashpuddle was married. On the back of the page were 3 red stick figures. The 2 with the blood spurting from their feet were Ashpuddle's sisters, and the other was Ashpuddle. As in the picture I received, the tale is woven around the mother's grave. Ashpuddle plants the tree under the grave and cries to it when she needs help. From the tree comes the treasure, which were taken from her after her mother's death. The stepsisters were finally punished, in the end, from their own greed. Olympic champion John Doe Spanky, born 1970, tragically killed by the ping pong ball. Didn't even see it coming. Senior Spanky choked on the ping pong ball.